Yes, students. Today I'll begin with second program, the second part B program. Uh, yes, students, is the screen is visible? Can you see the screen? So see the second question, students. Create a database for, yes, yes, this is a second question. Consider the database for LSA. LSA stands for lecturer subject allocation. So subject for subject allocation, we have to create a database and it contains two tables. The first table is subject table and the second table is lecturer table. The subject table contains the fields subject ID, subject code, and the subject name. And the lecturer table contains lecturer ID, lecturer name, and the lecturer contact number. So these, and the third table is lecturer subject. The lecturer subject table contains lecturer subject ID, subject code, and lecture ID. So these three tables we have to create, and these three tables we have to create, and the queries are: first, enter the new subject details; second query, enter new lecturer details; and third query, subject allocation with lecture name in a combo box, and subject to be allotted in a grid with a checkbox column. The fourth query is display all the subject allotted in a grid view to the selected lecturer. So these four queries we have to do. So now we'll begin with, yes, students, first we'll create the database. Okay, form, we can create a form. So first we'll create a database. So in the database, the database name should be, in the question only they have given that LSA. So LSA stands for lecturer subject allocation. So what's the procedure? Anybody how to create a database? Seema, how to create database? Yes, go to Server Explorer, right click on the data connection. No, sorry. Go to Server Explorer, Click on connect to database. Click on connect to database. Here it will ask for existing database you want to create. No, I don't want to take an existing database. LSA, lecturer subject allocation table I want to create. Do you want to give any authentication to your database? No, I don't want to give any authentication. If you want to give, you can give with the username and password. No, generally in the lab programs we don't give. Click on OK. Now it will ask, it does not exist. Do you want to create? Yes, I want to create. Yes, students, if I am fast, you tell me. You feel I am fast? You please stop me, students. So MDF file is created. Yes, students, can you see the Server Explorer? Previously, only one database file was there. That is for lab 1, which I have created. PB-PR1 file was there. For the second program, I have created LSA MDF file, .mdf. Yes. Now you click on this triangle. Then the drop down list will come. It contains database, diagrams, tables, views, and so on. Now we want to create a table. When you click on this table triangle, you cannot see anything because still we have not created any table. Now we'll start creating tables one by one. Right click on the table, add new table, and new table. So this is the first table. So first table, the table name is subjects. The table name is subject, and it should this table should contain the fields ID, subject ID, subject code, and the subject name. For subject ID, the database is integer, subject code database is string. Why? Because the subject code may be how you have 18 MCA 56, 18 MCA 51, like this we have no. So we have combination of alphabets and digits. So that's why better we take a string. So in the question also they have given string only. One second, students. So the fields are subject ID. So ID subject only I'll give how he has given in the syllabus. Like that only I gave. Subject ID. What is the database, students? What is the data type? What is the data type? What is the data type? What is the database? Data type?
Varchar, ma'am.
Varchar. In question syllabus ille ide allapa. Subject ID integer alva. So that's why I have opened the syllabus also to show the question.
But 18 MCA ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ನಮಗೆ.
ID. Subject code is string only. Subject ID. We have subject ID, subject
ID
code,
take
and
name integer.
subject. Yes. Subject ID you can take
ID take
1, 2,
name
3, 4, 5, 6.
integer.
What you're saying, I'm not
Yeah, ma'am.
understanding.
Take the integer.
Huh?
Ma'am,
Yes.
ID only take the integer, ma'am, value. Int.
Yes. Int. It is integer, and I don't allow null subject name, subject name. So I'll take
Take the also primary key, ma'am.
wait. First we'll create varchar. I don't allow null. So next is subject name. Subject. Yes, students, I have taken three fields: subject ID, subject code, and subject name. Subject ID is of type integer, subject code varchar, and subject name is also varchar. Right click, save the table. So before we save the table, here in this table, subject ID, I want to make it as a primary key. How to set this as a primary key? Select that complete row, right click on the triangle, click on set as primary key. Now save the table. The table name is subjects. Table name is subjects. Click on OK button. One table is created. Create another table. See students, previously the table was not having anything. Now one table is added. When you click again, if you click on the triangle button of that particular table, then it will show the attributes of this table. The attributes of this table 1. So I'll create one more table, add new. The fields are, what is the name of the table? Lecture. So lecture ID which is of type integer data type. I don't allow any null value. Next, lecture name and lecture contact number. Lecture name, varchar, lecture contact number, varchar. So no, not varchar. I'll give just I'll give varchar only. Varchar 15. I don't want a null value. And lecturer ID, I'll make this as a primary key. Lecturer ID. And now save the table. Save the table. The table name is, second table name is lecturer, and the third is lecturer subjects. Okay. Lecture I'll give. Okay. So two tables I have created, students. Now one more last table, the third table. The fields of the third table is subject ID, subject code, and lecturer ID. Subject ID, subject code, and the lecturer ID. Subject ID. So what I have taken there? ID subject. Data type is integer. I don't allow any null value. Subject code. Subject code. Varchar 50. And the last field is lecturer ID. Int. Lecturer ID. What data type? Integer data type. So here I don't make anything as a primary key because subject ID is already a foreign primary key in subject table. Lecturer ID is already a primary key in lecture table. So here we have to take this as a reference key. So how to take a reference key I'll explain later. First I'll create the table. So this is lecturer subject is a table. Lecturer subject is a table. So tables are saved. So now you go to Server Explorer, students. Go to Server Explorer, and you can see the three tables: lecture table, lecturer subject table, and the subject table. So three tables. Come back to the form design. So in the form, what I do, I'll create the form. The first table. Go to label, go to toolbox, take three labels. So initially I take only one label, and what I do, I subject ID. See students, in the first label only I'm doing the formatting. Now I'll just copy and paste this this label. So three labels I need: subject ID, second is subject code, and the third one is subject name. So three labels I have taken. So for those three labels, now we have to take three text boxes. Yeah. 1, 2, next 3. I'll take one more label here. Subject details. Yes, students, is it okay now? So here in the first form, I am taking a subject details. Oh, where is the button? So I have taken button. Button ali ಏನು insert. Whatever the message you want to display on the button, you can give. Yes. Is the form is ready, students? Now we'll start writing the code. Yes, followed. So this is a repetition. So many times I have explained you how to design the form. Now we'll begin with the coding part. Yes, students. Anybody have any doubt till here? Anybody have any doubt till here? Seema, Sinchana, Paresh.
No.
Okay. So now we have to write the code for this insert button. So before we write the code for this insert button, go to Solution Explorer. Go to Solution Explorer. Go to Solution Explorer. In the Solution Explorer, what all you can see? We can see program.cs file, form1.cs file. So double is open form1.cs, and now double click on the insert button. So now it will go to the coding part. Here we have to include the namespaces. Yes, we have to include the namespaces now, because this is a yes, students, here we are creating different forms. So execute all the forms. We are creating system.threading.task, and it is a database program. So that's why here system.data.sql client namespace I have included. Here we write a connection string. We write a yes, students, this is syntax to for the connection string, that is connection. This is a connection object is equal to new connection SQL connection. So within this bracket, we have to paste the connection string value. So where we'll get a connection string value? Go to Server Explorer. Yes, students, don't get confused, because here we have first program MDF file also, and we have second program MDF file also. Right click on the second program MDF file. Right click on LSA file and go to properties. Go to properties. Here we have the third one. We have a connection string. So copy the entire connection string. Copy the entire connection string and paste in this double quotes. Paste in the double quote. So we got the connection string. Now we have to write a query. Yes, students, I'll increase the font size. See why we write con dot open, why we write con dot close. Everything I explained in the first lab program. So I once again I'll repeat here. Yes, students, in first lab program we have missed queries. So those queries I'll do it in the next lab. So here, before we execute any queries, students, so we have to open a connection, and once we write a query, we have to close the connection. Here we are closing the connection, and this is the SQL data adapter. This is a command object. This is a command object. Even in the theory class, I explained you command object is used to run it is used to execute the queries. It is used to execute the queries. Yes, if you see here, if you observe the code, can you here we have to take a what is the file name? Subjects. So this is an insert query. Insert into table name. The table name is subjects. Text ID IDS SESN. It is showing error. Why it is showing error? Because in the design I have not done the changes. In the design I have not done the changes, students. Text box 1 value in name is what? It is text box 1 only. But in the code we have IDS. So no, still you are not perfect. Once you become perfect, then you can use. Yes. Save the code, students. First, build the project. Means build is nothing but compile the project. If we have any error, then it will show the error. If it is not having any error, then down you can see where I'm pointing the mouse pointer, build successfully. Sometimes you may find error during the run execution also. So run the program, run the form. Subject ID 1, subject code 18 MCA 56, and subject name is .NET Lab. Insert. If yes, see student, there is no error, so it is not showing any error. The data has inserted to the database. Okay. Now what I do, I'll check in the database. Sometimes if the data is not inserted also, we may get a message. Go to check whether the data is inserted to the table or not. Right click on the table, go to show table data. Show table data. Yes, subject ID is 1, subject code is 18MCA56, subject name is .NET Lab. Yes, students, when you insert a data to the database, please give a sensible data. Don't give subject code XXXXYYYY. Don't give like that. You according to your syllabus. Whatever the data you are inserting to the database, it should have some meaning. I see only one record I have inserted. Now only one record is here. I'll try to insert one more record. Subject ID 1, subject code 18MCA 57. Mobile application alva. Mobile application lab. It will show error. If it is not showing error, then some mistake is there. If it is showing error, then no mistake is there. Yes, the violation of primary key. Correct, no students? Why we make a primary key? Because to maintain the uniqueness. When I am saying this subject ID is a primary key, then I cannot insert a duplicate data. Correct, no? Yes. I cannot insert a duplicate data. Now subject code 2, subject ID 18MCA 58 MP lab mini project. This is mini project lab. Yes, details were added to the database. Okay. Now Server Explorer, right click on the table, show table data. Now it should have two tables. It should have two entries. Yes. Artha aita? Yes, students? Understood? Next, I have a second, go to the program. Next, I have second table. Second table, what is second table? Second table is a lecturer table. Second table is lecturer table. Again, in this table, we have to take three fields: lecture ID, lecture name, and lecture contact number. Quickly, I'll take one form and I'll do the designing. I'll do the designing. Will you try, students? Will you try the second design? Right click on the program name, add new element, or directly also I can take add new form, add window form. So if this is form 2, this is form 2. The tables I have created already. Now just form designing I have to do. I'll take one button. I'll take 3 text boxes, 3 labels. Lecture ID, lecture name. Okay. Lecture ID. So now I don't want to go to again and again to properties to change the font size, font style. So what I do, I just copy the same label and I paste. Lecture ID, lecture name. The third one is contact number. Lecture contact number. Lecture ID. Lecturer details. Yes, students, is the form is ready? Yes? Following? Respond, no? I get doubt. Sometimes I get doubt whether people are understanding or whether you are listening or not. Yes. The same thing I'll copy, the same connection string I'll copy which I used for form 1, because here also definitely we use the same connection. And why it is showing SQL connection error? Because still I have not included the namespaces. The button. So it is executing form 1 only. I want to execute form 2. So how to do? So now what I do is in the form 1, I'll take one more button. Students, listen carefully. I'll take one more button and I label this button as lecturer details. When I click on this, it should go to the lecturer details table. So we'll do this changes later. I'll tell you the one more method. Go to program.cs file. Here, instead of form 1, you make it as form 2. Now you run the program. It is executing form 1 only. It should execute form 2 because in the pro. Not write output of file. Insert into. Students, what is the second table? The second table is lecturer details table, no? What lecturer table? So here in the program also I have to change, in the code also I have to change this to lecturer. Lecture only I have given the table name. If you again you can go to so wait, when that method is not working, I'll go with this method only. So button 2. Lab means there redemption. This button is only not visible. Form form 2. Form 1, this button is there. So form 2, form dot show. Okay. Subjects. One design. So SQL adapter SQL insert into lecture values. 3. The student is not taking the next. Uh, I'll check once. Form 2 it is not taking. Form 2. Open. The connection string I have included. The connection string is here. Lecture value text box 1 dot text. To text box 3. The database is lecture. Table definition. ID name code. Lecture ID, lecture name, and lecture contact number. Everything is correct. Text box 3, text box 1, text box 2, text box 3, button I have written the insert query. Not write out. Let's see. Okay, students, it is not taking the next form. So you as of now to execute the queries, what I do is in the same form only. I'll take those fields in form 1 design only. I'll take those fields. Lecturer ID. Lecturer ID. Lecturer name. Contact number. Okay. So 3 text boxes I'll take. text box 4, text box 5, text box 6. It's not showing. Yes, students, I'll close and I'll open once again and I'll try. Yes, students, meanwhile, you take 15 minutes break. You take 15 minutes tea break. After 15 minutes, we'll continue the lab. Yes, students? Exactly 10:50, we'll start the lab. All of you join at 10:50 for the lab. Yes, students, I'll end the session now. Again, at 10:50, all of you should join for the lab.